Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to ghost everyone. We all have people in our lives who are constantly taking from us, whether it's our time, our energy, or our peace of mind. These people might not always be toxic in an obvious way, but over time, their negativity, criticism, or selfishness begins to wear us down. It's important to realize that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay, and not every relationship is healthy for you. When you recognize that someone or something is draining your energy, it's time to let go. The first step is understanding that you are not obligated to carry the weight of others' negativity. You have a right to protect your peace and to preserve your emotional well-being. Holding on to toxic relationships, whether it's a friendship, a family dynamic, or even a professional relationship, can limit your ability to grow and evolve. Sometimes these relationships make us feel guilty for wanting space, but we must recognize that our personal growth and mental health should always come first. Toxic relationships are often marked by patterns of manipulation, criticism, and control. You may find yourself walking on eggshells, trying to please the other person, or constantly feeling drained after interactions. These types of relationships steal from you without giving anything in return. If you're always giving but never receiving support, encouragement, or kindness, it's time to step back and assess the situation. You don't owe anyone your peace. Letting go doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life in a harsh or dramatic way. It might mean creating distance, limiting your time with certain individuals, or choosing to no longer engage in toxic conversations. It's about recognizing that you deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, who see your worth, and who encourage your dreams. When you make space for positivity, you'll be amazed at how much more room you have for the right relationships to flourish. Remember that letting go isn't a sign of weakness, it's an act of strength. It takes courage to distance yourself from people who no longer align with your values or who consistently bring negativity into your life. But in doing so, you make room for the kind of relationships that nurture you, that build you up, and that support your personal growth. When you start ghosting the people who don't serve your purpose, you start attracting the people who will help you thrive. Sometimes letting go of toxic relationships also means letting go of old patterns of behavior. Perhaps you've been accustomed to people pleasing, or you've stayed in relationships out of fear of being alone. Letting go requires a shift in mindset, understanding that your worth isn't tied to your ability to satisfy others. You are worthy of healthy, loving relationships where mutual respect and support are the foundation. When you begin ghosting the negativity, you make space for positive energy and the people who will contribute to your happiness. It may be difficult at first. There might be guilt, fear, or resistance, but trust in the process. You are making room for greater things. When you let go of the relationships that drain you, give yourself the opportunity to build stronger, more meaningful connections that will help you become the person you were always meant to be. Protecting your peace is one of the most important acts of self-care you can engage in. In a world full of distractions, negativity, and outside pressures, it's easy to get caught up in the noise. We often find ourselves reacting to situations, responding to people, or dealing with problems that threaten our calm. But the truth is, peace isn't something that happens to you. It's something you must actively protect. When you start taking ownership of your peace, you stop allowing the chaos of the world to dictate how you feel or how you live. Every day we face challenges, difficulties, and people who try to pull us into their drama. It's important to recognize that you have the power to choose how you respond. You don't have to engage in every argument, respond to every text, or let every situation disrupt your sense of peace. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply walk away. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak or that you're avoiding the problem. It means you're valuing your emotional well-being more than the chaos around you. People will often try to pull you into their negativity, either through gossip, drama, or demanding your time and energy for things that don't serve you. But when you understand the value of your peace, you start to realize that it's not worth sacrificing it for anything or anyone. You don't need to explain yourself to people who don't understand your boundaries. You don't need to apologize for prioritizing your mental health. Protecting your peace is a personal responsibility, and no one else can do it for you. The more you protect your peace, the more you create a life where you're in control of your emotions and your responses. This doesn't mean that life will be perfect or free from stress. It just means that you have learned the art of choosing your battles. There will always be things or people that try to disturb your peace, but you can choose how to let them affect you. Instead of letting them control your emotional state, you can rise above and maintain your inner calm. You must also recognize that protecting your peace might sometimes require you to set boundaries with people, even if they are close to you. Sometimes those closest to us can be the ones who test our limits the most. It could be family, friends, or colleagues who don't respect your need for space, quiet, or time to recharge. In these situations, you have to be firm in your decisions. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They're about ensuring that your mental, emotional, and physical health remain intact. You teach others how to treat you by showing them what you will and will not accept. When you begin to protect your peace, you'll notice a shift in your life. You'll find that you have more energy, clarity, and focus. You'll be able to show up as the best version of yourself in every situation. Your relationships will improve because you're no longer giving away your energy to things that drain you. And most importantly, you'll realize that no external circumstance, no matter how challenging, has the power to disturb your inner peace unless you allow it. Setting boundaries is one of the most empowering acts you can do for yourself. In life, we often find ourselves stretched too thin, trying to meet the expectations of others, take on too many responsibilities, or give away our time and energy without considering our own needs. But boundaries are necessary for maintaining your well-being, preserving your mental and emotional health, and ensuring that your life remains aligned with your values and goals. Boundaries are not walls to push people away. They are markers that communicate where you end and where others begin. At the core of setting boundaries is self-respect. When you set clear limits with others, you are communicating that you value yourself enough to protect your time, your energy, and your peace. It's not about being selfish. It's about recognizing your worth and understanding that you deserve respect. Boundaries help prevent burnout, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. Without boundaries, you can easily become overwhelmed by the needs and demands of others, leaving you with little left for yourself. One of the biggest misconceptions about boundaries is that they are rigid or harsh. In reality, boundaries are about balance and communication. They can be flexible and respectful, but they must be firm when it comes to your non-negotiables. For example, if you are someone who values personal time for self-care, it's essential to establish boundaries with others so that you can honor that need. Whether it's saying no to extra work, declining invitations that don't serve your mental health, or stepping back from relationships that drain you, boundaries allow you to take control of your life rather than letting others dictate it. Setting boundaries isn't always easy, especially if you've been conditioned to put others first, or if you fear disappointing people. But let me tell you, when you start honoring your own needs, the people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. Those who don't are likely to take advantage, but that's a sign that they were never meant to be a positive influence in your life. It's important to remember that saying no to others is saying yes to yourself. When you protect your boundaries, you preserve your energy for what truly matters: your goals, your dreams, and your own well-being. It's also important to recognize that boundaries are not just about saying no to people, but also about saying yes to the things that uplift you. By establishing clear boundaries, you are making room for the things that nourish your soul, whether that's spending time with loved ones, focusing on your passions, or simply resting. Boundaries create space for what truly serves your purpose and eliminates distractions that would otherwise hold you back. When you begin to set boundaries in your life, you may face some resistance from people who aren't used to you asserting yourself. But that's okay. As you become more comfortable with your limits, you'll realize that those who truly care about you will respect your decisions, and those who don't may just fall away. Setting boundaries is not only about protecting your own space, but also about teaching others how to respect your time, your emotions, and your life. Focusing on your growth is the most important investment you can make in yourself. We live in a world full of distractions, social media, outside opinions, work pressures, family dynamics, and countless other things that pull us away from what truly matters. But if you want to create lasting change in your life, you have to learn how to tune out the noise and put all of your energy into growing as a person. Personal growth is the key to unlocking your full potential, and the only way to do that is to prioritize your development over anything else. The first step in focusing on your growth is acknowledging that you are a work in progress. No one ever reaches a point where they know it all or have it all figured out. Growth is a continuous journey. You have to be willing to put in the work, day in and day out, even when the results aren't immediately visible. This means dedicating time to learning, improving your skills, expanding your knowledge, and most importantly, working on your mindset. Growth begins on the inside before it can manifest in the outside world. Many people get distracted by external validation or approval, chasing after things that seem important in the moment, like status, money, or social recognition. While these things may bring temporary satisfaction, they won't sustain you in the long run. True growth is about focusing on your inner transformation, on becoming the best version of yourself, and building a life that aligns with your values and purpose. It's about making choices that elevate you rather than simply seeking the approval of others. When you focus on your growth, you have to be willing to let go of old habits, toxic mindsets, and people who no longer serve your purpose. Some people and situations will try to keep you stuck in the past. But if you want to grow, you must be willing to move forward. Growth means embracing change, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks, whether that's trying something new, facing your fears, or challenging old beliefs that have been holding you back. One of the most powerful aspects of growth is self-awareness. When you take the time to really examine your life, your habits, and your thoughts, you begin to understand where you are and where you want to go. This kind of awareness allows you to make better decisions and set goals that are in alignment with who you truly are. It helps you recognize what's working in your life and what needs to be changed. The more aware you become, the more power you have to shape your future. Growth also means being patient with yourself. It's easy to get discouraged when progress feels slow or when obstacles arise, but you have to trust the process. Every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Even the setbacks are valuable lessons. They teach you resilience, perseverance, and the importance of staying committed to your journey. To truly focus on your growth, you have to create an environment that nurtures it. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who push you to become better, and who challenge you to rise above your circumstances. Seek out opportunities to learn, whether that's through books, podcasts, seminars, or mentorship. The more you invest in yourself, the more you'll grow, and the more you'll be able to give back to others. Embracing freedom is about recognizing that you hold the key to your own life. So often we become trapped by the expectations of others, societal pressures, or our own limiting beliefs. We get stuck in routines, trapped in unhealthy relationships, or bound by fear and self-doubt. But freedom comes when you step out of those cages and take ownership of your own journey. It's about freeing yourself from the opinions, judgments, and expectations that have no place in your life anymore. One of the first steps toward embracing freedom is learning to let go of the past. Holding on to old mistakes, past regrets, or toxic memories only weighs you down. When you keep looking back, you miss the opportunities that are waiting for you in the present moment. You don't have to be defined by your past. What matters is what you do with this moment and what choices you make going forward. Embracing freedom means choosing to live for today, not allowing past failures or setbacks to hold you back. It means forgiving yourself and others and allowing yourself to move forward with a light heart. Freedom also means choosing not to live in the shadows of others' expectations. So many people live their lives trying to meet the standards set by family, society, or peers. They make decisions based on what others think is best rather than what they truly desire or need. But when you embrace your freedom, you give yourself permission to break away from those expectations and live life on your terms. You don't have to conform to anyone else's vision for your life. Your life is yours to design, and no one else has the right to tell you how it should look. In the process of embracing freedom, you also begin to let go of the need for external validation. For so long, many of us seek approval from others, whether it's through likes on social media, accolades at work, or validation from family and friends. But the truth is, true freedom comes when you no longer rely on external sources for your worth. You begin to find your confidence from within. You start to believe in yourself, not because of what others say about you, but because you know who you are and what you're capable of. The freedom to choose your path comes when you no longer let fear control you. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to freedom. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown, it can all paralyze you. But freedom is found when you choose to move forward despite your fears. It's not about being fearless, but about being courageous enough to take action even when you feel the fear. The more you choose courage over fear, the more you'll discover that freedom is not something you need to search for. It's something you create by deciding to step into the life you've always dreamed of. Finally, embracing freedom is about breaking free from self-imposed limitations. We often limit ourselves by thinking we're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to pursue our dreams. But freedom comes when you reject these thoughts and trust in your abilities. When you believe that you are worthy of success, happiness, and fulfillment, you open up a world of possibilities for yourself. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Embrace your freedom, and you'll be amazed at how much potential you have to create the life you desire. Trusting your journey is one of the most powerful acts of faith you can have in yourself. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and it's easy to become discouraged when things don't go as planned. Sometimes we set out with a clear vision of where we want to go, only to find that the road is more challenging, longer, or more uncertain than we imagined. In those moments, it can be easy to doubt ourselves, question our decisions, and wonder if we're on the right path. But trusting your journey means having the faith to believe that every step, no matter how difficult, has purpose and meaning. When you trust your journey, you let go of the need to control everything. So often we want to micromanage every aspect of our lives, making sure that things go according to our plans. But the truth is, life has a way of unfolding in ways we could never have imagined. There will be moments that challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone, or even cause you to fail. And while it's easy to become frustrated or discouraged, it's in those moments that growth happens. Trusting your journey is about embracing the process, understanding that setbacks and challenges are simply part of the path that leads you to where you need to be. There will be times when your journey takes unexpected detours. You might find yourself in a place you didn't expect to be, or perhaps you'll feel lost for a while. But every detour is part of the story that you're meant to tell. Trusting your journey means believing that these detours aren't failures, but rather opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. Each experience you go through, even the hard ones, is shaping you into the person you are becoming. You might not understand it in the moment, but with time, you'll see how everything fits together in a way that only life can orchestrate. One of the most difficult aspects of trusting your journey is dealing with uncertainty. It's natural to want to know what's ahead, to have a clear roadmap that tells you exactly where you're going and how you're going to get there. But life doesn't always work that way. Trusting your journey means embracing the unknown, being open to the unexpected, and learning to be comfortable with the uncertainty. It's about understanding that you don't need all the answers right now. The path will reveal itself as you keep moving forward. And with each step, you'll find that you are more equipped than you realize to handle what's coming next. The beauty of trusting your journey is that it frees you from the need for comparison. Too often we look at others and wonder why their journey seems easier or why they're ahead of us. But the truth is, everyone's path is different, and comparing your journey to someone else's only robs you of the joy in your own. Trusting your journey means focusing on your own progress, celebrating your own wins, and being at peace with where you are in your story. As you trust your journey, you'll begin to realize that you are exactly where you need to be. Even when things feel uncertain or difficult, trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Every setback, every challenge, and every triumph is a piece of the puzzle that leads you to where you're meant to be. So keep moving forward, keep trusting, and remember that your journey is uniquely yours. Everything you've experienced up until this point has prepared you for what's ahead. Trust that you're right where you need to be, and that the best is yet to come. Now is your time to rise, to move forward, and to embrace your destiny.